Beneath the internet you use every day, beneath your Google searches and social media scrolling, lies an invisible world. A world designed to hide itself from the light. This is not fiction. This is not a conspiracy. This is the dark web. One of the most hidden, anonymous, and horrifying realities of the modern age. A place where untraceable actions unfold in real time. In the first 15 seconds, understand this. The dark web is not just about illegal drugs or weapons. It is a living ecosystem of horror, a digital reflection of mankind's darkest urges and hidden truths. From encrypted marketplaces and torture forums to assassination networks and child exploitation rings, everything you're about to hear is real. And you won't find this truth on the surface. The dark web operates primarily on Tor, a browser that routes your connection through multiple nodes, masking your IP address and identity. Most websites here have .onion domains that are not indexed by search engines, meaning they're only accessible with specialized tools. Tor was initially developed by the US Navy for anonymous communication, but today it's open to anyone. And while it's a sanctuary for activists and whistleblowers, it's also a playground for criminals. The moment you connect, you enter a game of masks where you don't know who's watching or why. Black markets flourish here. Some look like primitive versions of Amazon, but instead of phones or kitchenware, you'll find cocaine, MDMA, counterfeit documents, and guns. These marketplaces use escrow systems and vendor ratings, just like real e-commerce platforms, to create trust in a lawless zone. There are even services that claim to offer murder for hire, though many of these turn out to be scams. Still, documented cases exist where transactions for real-world harm were planned using dark web channels. Silk Road, AlphaBay, and Dream Market were some of the most infamous marketplaces that have since been dismantled by international law enforcement. But in the shadows, more have replaced them, each more secure and secretive than the last. Perhaps most chilling are the forums for child exploitation. These networks are invitation-only, password-protected, and often use advanced encryption to avoid detection. Law enforcement agencies across the world have invested years tracking these rings, and while many have been taken down, new ones keep appearing. It is a relentless battle, one that reveals how technology can be used to conceal unimaginable evil. These groups often operate under coded language, vetting processes, and multi-level trust systems, making infiltration extraordinarily difficult. Some forums have even been known to demand proof of loyalty through horrific means. Then there are hacking collectives who sell software to break into banks, government systems, and personal devices. Some specialize in ransomware, tools that encrypt your files and demand payment in cryptocurrency to unlock them. Data breaches from global companies often surface on the dark web, where hackers sell millions of usernames, passwords, and credit card numbers to the highest bidder. You may already be a victim and not even know it. The 2017 Equifax breach, for example, leaked the personal information of over 140 million people. That data still floats in dark corners, traded like currency. There's a darker level still. Communities that glorify pain, share step-by-step guides on torture, and organize live streams of violence. These are not urban legends. Evidence has been collected of users exchanging information on how to build homemade explosives, poison formulas, and chemical weapons. PDFs that explain how to bypass airport security or manufacture deadly drugs in a home kitchen exist and circulate freely. Some of these guides are so technical and precise, they rival legitimate scientific publications, except they are written with deadly intent. Snuff videos are rumored and occasionally confirmed. These are real-life recordings of murder, traded, or streamed in secret. While rare, their existence proves that in the shadows of the internet, there are no limits, only thresholds waiting to be crossed. In one disturbing instance, law enforcement stumbled upon a live stream where anonymous users bet cryptocurrency on how long a person could survive under various tortures. While such instances are extreme, they serve as reminders of how dehumanized and detached participants can become in an environment fueled by anonymity and depravity. The economy of the dark web is built on cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin and Monero. Transactions are anonymized using tumblers and mixers, tools that shuffle and reroute digital currency through many addresses, making them almost impossible to trace. Money laundering is rampant, as stolen funds are fed through this system and come out appearing clean. These laundering services often come with their own customer support, refund guarantees, and usage analytics, blurring the line between criminal enterprise and professional service. Some users aren't criminals at all. Journalists use the dark web to receive anonymous tips. Whistleblowers in authoritarian countries leak government secrets. Victims of abuse seek help without fear of being tracked. These users represent the paradox of the dark web. It is both a shield for justice and a cloak for evil. Organizations like SecureDrop, used by news agencies like The Guardian and The New York Times, offer whistleblowers a way to transmit documents without being traced. But governments are fighting back. Operations like the takedown of Silk Road or AlphaBay involved months of undercover work and digital tracing. Advanced AI now scans for patterns in dark web traffic. Blockchain analysis companies help authorities track crypto wallets connected to illegal activities. But the truth is, for every criminal caught, many more adapt and go deeper. Law enforcement must constantly evolve, using honeypots, social engineering, and sophisticated digital forensics. To understand how a person ends up in this world, imagine a chain of events. Someone buys stolen data from a dump. They access a victim's personal accounts. They sell sensitive photos, medical records, or blackmail information. Then, using laundering techniques, they vanish into the digital night. The victim is left with financial ruin, public humiliation, or worse. In more advanced cases, attackers may assume a victim's identity to commit crimes, leaving the real person facing legal and social consequences. Some people explore the dark web out of curiosity, but without proper operational security, what insiders call OPSEC, you risk exposure. Basic rules include never using your personal device, running a virtual machine, masking your IP with a no-logs VPN, disabling JavaScript, and using cryptocurrency with anonymization steps. Even then, there's no guarantee of safety. One click can expose you to monitoring, tracking, or even framing. Entire guides exist online on how to properly browse the dark web, because doing it wrong could mean a knock at your door. What's worse is that many dark web users are not who they claim to be. That gun dealer may be a law enforcement officer. That hacker may be a 14-year-old kid. That hitman service might be a scam, until one isn't. Trust is currency here, but it can't be verified. Every user operates in a world built on deception. Cat-and-mouse games between real criminals and infiltrators are ongoing. In one operation, an FBI agent posed as a site administrator for over a year to gather evidence. The psychological toll is enormous. Former FBI agents and cybersecurity experts report PTSD from reviewing material confiscated from dark web servers. Some investigators spend years undercover, playing the role of predators to bring them down. And for many victims whose information is sold, the trauma doesn't end. Identity theft, revenge porn, and social sabotage can haunt someone for years. Support groups and digital trauma counseling have emerged in recent years to help people navigate the fallout. Even some terrorist organizations have used the dark web to recruit members, spread propaganda, or share tactical documents. Manuals on bomb making, military strategy, and kidnapping methods circulate widely. Some claim the dark web is now being used for state-sponsored cyber warfare, nation-states funding hackers to damage infrastructure in rival countries. These digital mercenaries operate under multiple identities and change affiliations rapidly, making them almost impossible to track. But how deep does the dark web go? Truth is, we don't know. It's estimated that the dark web makes up only a small portion of the deep web, which itself is hundreds of times larger than the surface web. We're talking about encrypted academic databases, classified files and black project documentation that's entirely off-grid. Most of it is inaccessible without the right credentials or links. It's a digital iceberg. What you see is only the tip. Despite all this, it's important to understand the dark web isn't illegal by default. It's the content and intent that matter. But it's like walking through a minefield. You might enter as an observer, but you could leave as a suspect, a victim, or worse. Curiosity is not a shield. Ignorance is not a defense. If you want to know how deep this digital abyss goes, you need to ask yourself something first. Do you really want to know the darkest truths of this world? Do you want to understand what happens when humanity is given complete freedom and total anonymity? Do you want to keep your eyes open when most prefer to look away? If you answered yes, then you're already one of us. You're either anonymous, an insomniac, or someone too mature to be scared by the truth. If that's you, then you belong here. Our channel, The Insomaniac, is made for you. But if you also want to learn about the genius behind human achievement, if you want to know how humanity defied gravity, reached the moon, and what engineering made it possible, then you must watch our other video. It's about Apollo 11, and it's waiting for you in the description. Choose wisely. You've already opened the door. What comes next is up to you.